Hello everybody, hope you're all okay. It's been almost a week since I've made a video and since I've even looked at social media much at all this week. Hubby's been doing that for me, but I've been extremely busy though. As you can tell, I've been busy with a few more craft painting. I just wanted to show you what I have been doing. There's been a few more things as well that I finished, but you've seen them before. It's just repeat of other things I've done. So I just want to show you, remember the owls I did that were all one color though, and the dots, I've decided to change them up a little bit and put a bit more detail on them. I just felt it needed more. I know I wanted to keep them simple and modern and sleek looking and minimalist looking, but I just really wanted to change them up a little, and this is what we've come to. And I've put felt on the bottom as well. So yeah, I really enjoy doing these. It's been painstaking actually, because it takes a great deal longer to do them. There you go, green, white and gold on that one. Had an accident with this one today as I was varnishing it. I put the layer of varnish on and it slipped out my fingers and dropped onto the floor. Got covered in dust and dog hair, and so I had to clean the whole thing off and almost start all over again. But it cleaned up nicely. A little bit, because I had to clean it off, there's a little bit of chipping out there, but it just gives the face more character. And I love how even on this one the grains seem to form like a nose or a downturned mouth. It's so cute. This one is blue, a metallic blue, metallic white and silver. I like them. They're all slightly different in shape, as you can tell, slightly different in shape or height or width. And this one I like a lot, even though I thought, well, black's not that good a color really for a Christmas ornament, but really it could be anything, not just a Christmas ornament. But I just thought I loved the black and white together. They looked so amazing. I saw some baubles on Pinterest that were the black and white squares and diamonds, and I just thought I love those two colors together, and I thought black and white, and then I put silver on, so, and just a few more details and a few more shapes instead of just the straight line, curly shapes on there. So it's black, white and silver with a felt bottom on as well, so it won't damage any surface it sits on. Really enjoyed doing those. So that's 4 of the owls. They take much longer, actually quite a bit longer to do than the other ones, whereas the other ones I could do 3 almost. Well, no, it was 2 in an hour, because obviously needed some sanding finishing as well, because the grains tend to lift as soon as you paint it. But these ones took 2.5 hours each to do from beginning to end. I know it sounds like a long time and it's such a small item to do, but it's very fine detail with a very fine brush, and there's sanding in between as well, because as I said, this being pine, as soon as you put any paint on it or liquid or varnish, the grains raise, so you have to sand it down again as soon as the paint dries to smooth it out. And it's now very tactile again, even though it's not, it's varnish, so it's not the natural naked wood. It still feels nice and tactile. And then my favorite ones. Oh, I love doing these ones. And these took at least 3 hours, same as these ones do when they're finished. They take up to 3 hours as well. That's just on the painting, let alone the whittling. So we never get our money back for them. Oh, I love doing these ones. I told hubby I wanted more of these, so the whittler's going to be making more of these for me for next year, because I thought I'll make some much taller ones and wider, bigger ones for standing ornaments, and more this size for Christmas tree ornaments I think would be good. And instead of a flat bottom on the tree ones, make them into a point like a finial, like yeah, so I'll make ones like this for standing but much bigger, and then some smaller ones like this but with a pointed bottom for hanging in trees. I really loved making these ones, and I loved the harlequin faces on them, because I was looking through Pinterest and saw some pictures of harlequins, and oh, I just fell in love. I just thought, oh, I want to do something like that, and I just came up with that, and I really liked that. This one has a purple felt on the bottom. It just seemed right to match it. I don't have matching colors for the other ones. This little one with a little bit more of a harlequin pattern there, but just bright and colorful. I just love the bright colors, all metallic though, except for the red. I have tried with this red to try and make it metallic, same as I mix with the other paints, and it just doesn't work. It goes pink, and I'm looking for a scarlet red. It just doesn't seem to work. So I'll have to see if I can find a scarlet red, but I'm just a bit concerned about what it would be made of. So, and it's probably a very difficult color to make anyway. So there, he's turned out really nice. With, you can't see the gold lines in between the gold and the green, or the gold and the red, because it's a yellow, a metallic yellow next to a gold. So that didn't work so well out there with the lines, but you can see it against the other colors, so that's all right. There you go, that's him. This one I love too. Traditional red, white and green with gold. He came out really lovely, or she actually, little heart lips, and I love the faces on them. I just suddenly love doing the harlequin faces. I'm going to do loads more, and they do take quite a while. It's very finicky and absolutely tiny little dots, and the lines, to do the lines, are very fine. This is, where's my paintbrush? Where you hiding? This one. For all those fine little details, that is my paintbrush, to work with that on these tiny little lines. And I need glasses. I can't see properly anymore. For doing all this tiny detail work, I now need glasses, because I've been doing detail work for about almost 3 years now, and that's the price of it. Oops. Okay, look at that. This one as well, another harlequin one that I've absolutely enjoyed doing. Nice bright colors. This one's got orange in as well as the blue, and a pale blue as well. I love doing that one. And the purple, really enjoyed doing that one. All finished with felt. This one, okay, this one now is my absolute favorite. I adore this one. This one I did on Friday night, finishing ready for the craft fair, the Christmas fair on Saturday that I went to. It was definitely a bit more than 3 hours, just a little bit more to do this. A bit of shading on there, white and blue shading. And as you can see, all the fine lines and the details on this one. Every little square painted individually. Mixing all the colours. It did take a long time. And then the gold dots in between the joins of all the diamonds. I love doing that. I really enjoy doing this, and it was a labour of love. And what shocked me at the Christmas fair was, you know, to price it decently for the work that goes into it, let alone the whittler actually turning this on the lathe with the 3 hours painting, a little bit more. So you could say 3.5 hours plus the cost of the materials to do it, and then of course with everything we sell, with all the costs of the stalls and everything else. I didn't think it was too much to ask £20 for this beautifully handcrafted ornament that we both loved doing and put our best efforts into. I was shocked when somebody picked it up, and the first thing they did was look at the price, pull a face, say, "Ooh, that's a bit steep," and then put it back down, without even taking a chance to actually look at the item and look at the detail and feel it and touch it and ask questions about it. It just reminded me, we've become people that first look at the price, and if it's not what we'd spend in a mainstream shop, then, or a high street shop, then I'm not interested. They're not really, I just thought, wow, people don't realize what goes into these things. And what, you know, this would be, if you'd buy this, it would be a gift for somebody, not just for yourself. I mean, yeah, you can buy a gift for yourself to put on your tree or your decorations that would come out every year for years on end. It would be like an heirloom, you could hand it down. And, you know, if you buy it as a gift for somebody, people think nothing of spending hundreds of pounds on technology. And yet, to buy something small that's been handcrafted, they sniff at £20 for an ornament with that much work in it, which doesn't even cover the amount of time spent on it, let alone the materials as well. So that was a bit of a shock to me, that we've become people, I mean, I'm speaking generally, I'm not speaking for everybody, that just don't appreciate workmanship. I mean, I know we're not that professional. I know we're not like master jewelers or anything like that, but it's something that we put our hearts into, and we appreciate other crafts folk that we see at the craft and Christmas fairs, and the work that we know goes into the things that they create, and people just don't appreciate it. It's a bit heartbreaking, really, that they don't realize that these things are really special, that you handle something that you know the maker has handled. You're touching something that has been handled by the makers. You're in touch with the crafts people, and it just connects. It's not machine made. Not to dis machine made things, because I know that even machine made things take somebody to program and operate those machinery and to put their designs in and create the designs. So I know even that still has a worth, but I don't think people think about what goes into it. I mean, a classic example is honey. How many people realize what those bees go through to make that honey, what it costs them for us to harvest the honey, and the beekeepers who love and tend their beehives and look after their bees, some of them not as well as I would like. I'd like to see natural beekeeping, but I don't use honey like most people would use sugar. It's precious because I know what goes into it. I have a beekeeper friend, and so we're in touch with what it takes for bees to make the honey, how precious their work is, and how they need that honey. So nothing that we make could ever be as precious as that, and yet people use it like it's water. And I think it's a similar kind of thing for crafts and for any kind of thing, or any thing that people create, whether it's a recipe or we've lost touch with how things are precious. We want everything quick and easy and cheap. So it just made me think of things like that, and it brought me to think about how I view things, and do I appreciate things that people do. It made me think, do I ever think about the price before the item or what goes into it? And you know, I am just as guilty, because when it comes to my budget and buying food for the family, it's the budget that wins over. Unfortunately, of course, now Christmas wise, we don't actually buy presents and things for people anymore because it's out of our budget. What we do instead is make crafts for them and bake things and pour our hearts into whatever it is we make for them. So it makes it precious, but it's sometimes not received that way. I'm hoping it will one day, but I understand now, and it makes me think and question whether I have similar attitudes, and I think I need to be more careful in future. So I'm grateful for that little moment of enlightenment, to realize that even I sometimes don't appreciate what goes into things. So yeah, it made me think. But I really enjoy doing these things. I so enjoy making and, you know, painting of these things that my husband has, even in the pain that he is in, making these items so that we could just come one tiny little step closer to self-reliance. You know, what he puts into them as well. And then we work together. Just, it's never going to be an earner. It's never going to be something that can on its own give us our self-reliance back and our freedom. But it's one little thing we can add to other things that we can do. So I appreciate it. And whether anybody else appreciates it or not, I'm going to keep doing it because I love doing it. I love the work he puts into it. And yes, I saw a little post on Facebook not long ago that says how every self-employed person does a little jig when they make a sale. And I thought, yes, that's me. Whenever we make one sale, it really does give me butterflies and make me go, way, we've done it. We've sold one thing. So I appreciate that. So this is the next one I'm going to be doing. And if you've seen the pictures of the all white harlequins with the black gloves, and it's really pretty with the ruffles. So this doesn't make much sense now, but it will do when I'm finished. I'll show you what it looks like when I'm finished. I've still got to do the painted snowman with the winter scenes. I still have to do all of those. And today he made some lovely natural wood tree topper stars, which I will finish off nicely, smooth out any rough edges, and then I will seal them and put in the pins at the back to put on the tree. So we'll make tree topper stars. Keep them natural because not everybody wants bright colors. Some people like natural things. And I love the wood. Why on earth am I going to cover up these beautiful grains? Oh, I love wood. It's so tactile, so beautiful. And this was a living plant, and its history is in the grains. And you can just, oh, I love wood. It's such a lovely thing. And when I get wood like this, I just don't want to cover it up. So I'm going to seal and varnish it and keep it that lovely color. If anybody buys them and paints them, then that's up to them, but I don't want to cover up such a lovely bit of wood with those lovely grains. I mean, even the cheaper pine, when I see those grains, I don't want to cover it all up. That's why I do stuff like that, leave some of the wood exposed. I love it. So that's what we've been doing and what I've still got to be doing. The craft fair I went to on Saturday was totally a waste of time and effort, and it was a loss because it was on a day with the rugby, and it was completely different to last year. The same venue was so successful last year, and this year I think not just the rugby, I think people are running scared of spending money in view of all the uncertainty with Brexit. So that makes it a bit harder, and I'm not, you know, it's making me a bit nervous about all the other fairs I've booked that you pay ahead of time. So we could be quite well down if every fair is going to be like that and we're not selling much. I was hoping to buy some more equipment for Darren for next year, so we could get more things, better things done for next year. So let's hope the sales pick up so we can afford more equipment that's needed, especially the safety equipment. We so need the safety equipment, and it's always so expensive. It really is, but it's one step closer to self-reliance. So let's hope. Keep me in your thoughts and my hubby, and help us to just share, like, post again, and even if you know, just sharing is a big help for us, just to bring more awareness. And I'll put up some dates of the next craft fairs. Unfortunately, to all my foreign friends, you won't be here, but to those in and around Cardiff in South Wales, I'll let you know when the next fairs are. So this is all I've got for now. I need to get on with it. I've got quite a bit more to do. I have to work on a skirt for that Victorian Christmas fair in 2 weeks' time. So I better get on with that as well. And it's a very busy time. I've got lots to finish to do for the next craft fair anyway, so that'll be next Thursday, and then on Sunday, not Sunday, I don't do Sundays, Saturday, the 1st of December, Saturday, that's the Victorian one. So there's the Christmas fair locally in my area on Thursday, and then on Saturday in Gilwern. So I'll put those dates up on the Facebook page, and I'll let everybody know how we're doing then. So I'll put that up on Facebook and let you know how we're getting on. Before I go now, we're at 20 minutes, so that's if you haven't fallen asleep by now. Believe me, I know how you feel. I've been up since 20 to 3 this morning. Just to say a special thank you to everybody for all your support and your kindness and your encouragement. I really appreciate it, and it helps keep us going. So thank you for that. Have a lovely evening, everybody. Bye bye.